You there, thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Lines Forever. Today I have a 7v7 custom matcher on the most amazing Roxas map generator on Viewer Wednesday. It's not Chaos Saturday where I usually cast 7v7s or the rare 8v8s. It is Viewer Wednesdays, so shout out to the person who sent me this replay. Their name is down in the description. And let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. But before I go ahead and do that as well, I do want to note that this is over an hour. You probably saw the time code on the video when you clicked it. I don't know how long exactly it's going to be. It's going to be at least an hour. So get your popcorn, get your drinks, get your soda, get your beef jerky, get all your stuff, because it's going to be a long one. So hopefully everybody enjoys. We'll start with Team 1 on the northern side of the map, and then end with Team 2 on the southern side. Let's start with Team 1's western player. We have in Batman Gray, it is the UEF of Boomstick Juice. That's an interesting name there. He is a UEF. He is a 1300. In the southeast direction, we have a Cybern for Team 1. It is Mav 7119. He is in Snow White as an 1800. To his north, we have as an Aeon in Stitch Blue. It is Terrari. He is a 2600, the highest rated player on Team 1 and in the game overall by a margin of 400 rating points. So that is going to be a high value target for Team 1 to protect and then for Team 2 to take out. Moving on eastward, we have in Light Oak Town, it is Blarg 6516 playing as another UEF for Team 1. He is a 1300. In the east direction, we have in Royal Blue Trite playing as another UEF. He is a 2100 again. He is in Royal Blue. To his east, we have in Regal Purple, it is the UEF of Zoom. He is a 1700. And rounding out Team 1's lineup on the eastern side of the map, we have in Pac-Man Yellow, moving his way southward, it is Namplam. He is a 1300 again in Pac-Man Yellow. So for Team 1 side of the map, they have, if I did my count right, 5 UEF. They have 1 Cybern, 1 Aeon, and 0 Seraphim. Taking a look at Team 2's western side of the map, we have in Barbie Pink, it is Broby. He's playing as a Cybern for this match as a 1400. To his east, we have in Glow in the Dark Green, Hollow Submarine playing as another Cybern. He is a 1700. In Ruby Red, to his southeast, we have Thurnis Haley playing as a UEF. He is an 1800. In Rust, to his northeast, we have, well, these where he currently is, it is MSG, best food additive of all time. He is a Seraphim for this match, first one to be introduced, and I believe the only one in the game. He is a 1600. Next door to him in Chevy Crimson, and is Starley playing as a UEF. He is a 2200. He is the highest rated player on Team 2. And to his northeast in Orange Color Orange, it is Firv. He is the UEF. He's the UEF. He is the Billy Nuke Ambassador playing as a UEF. He is a 1700. And rounding out Team 2 on that eastern side of the map, we have in Imperial Gray, it is Chaos Spire playing as a Cybern. He is a 1600. So over Team 2 side of the map, they also have a decent amount of UEF. They have 3, if my count is correct, if their names won't stop changing on the scoreboard. Then they have 3 Cyberns, 0 Aeon, and 1 Seraphim. So Team 2 has a Seraphim. Team 1 has an Aeon. Not all teams have all of the factions, but they are all represented in this game. Let's take a look at the reclaim before they scoop it all up. Currently sitting at 8,000 mass. It's something. And again, there's 14 players on the map, which means it's a little under 6,000 if I can do math in my head. Yeah, it's a little under 600, not 6,000. 600 mass on the map. There's really no standout-ish places to grab reclaim. There's a 330 right there where my cursor is right about there. And then 200 there, but they're really low numbers, what we generally like to see on the channel. And there's a little bit of reclaim in the back line. But the majority of the mass that players are going to be at least going after are going to be the mexes, of course. There are a couple of clumpages of mexes to grab. There's one right next to Firv and then one right next to MSG. There's also one that we have Hollow Submarine just leaving from. And then on the west, we have Broby next to his. I think that's the majority of the actual clumpage. And there's a lot of one-offs, and there's actually a decent amount in the middle of the map to grab, kind of just a devoid in the middle right here. But there is at least something, for the most part, dotted along the middle of the map. So there is a reason to go to the middle and grab as much as players can. We do see there's 2 sets of civilian structures. They do have PD defenses, so comms could just take the damage and go after the PD and be done with it, and then go after the reclaim from the structures, but they may not want to take the damage initially. And no, it does not belong to Thurnis Haley, even though they do share the same color scheme. I will note that the player who sent me this replay also included a link to the FAF balance team survey that they're putting out, where you can put in, what's the best faction in your opinion, why, worst faction opinion, why, what you liked about the balance changes, what you don't like about the balance changes. It's kind of sort of, again, it's a survey to just get an idea of what players are thinking about. They did like the change with this thing, they didn't like the change with the other thing. I think one of the standout ones that I can think of with the changes that players probably didn't like is the Mercy, for example. So again, if you want to make your voices heard, the link is down in the description as well, so it's just a nice little copy paste, or maybe you can even click on it too. It just sends you over. Anyway, there is that down in the description. Go ahead and check it out. I have filled it out, so again, not to just completely 100% endorse it. It's just nice to get player feedback, and I love to get player feedback from everybody, or viewer feedback, I should say. So go ahead and do that if you so choose to do so. Taking a look at what players are headed off to, we'll note that there is a gun upgrade started for Zoom, and then a T2 upgrade started for MSG. We do see on the western side is shaping up to be 3 players from team. That is not team 2. That is team 1. That is team 2. We have 2 players from team 1 and 2 players for team 2 over there. More towards the middle, we have 3 and then 2 from team 1. And then we have 2 from team 1 and 2 from team 2. So I think that's everybody except 1. And that one being Boomstick Juice back in the northwest. Looks like he walled himself off a little bit. And looks like somebody is drawing some sort of cat thing over there. So don't know what that's about, but I guess they want to build some wall sections into a nice little artistic piece. Taking a look at, we see some more upgrades. We have Thurnis Haley going for his gun. We have Caspar going for his gun. Zoom going for his gun. And of course, given this is a 7v7, I will miss things. Apologies ahead of time. It is just the nature of the beast with all of the drawing going down. As much as the drawing is nice for me and some players that do it tactically and whatnot, there is some people that just kind of and just draw around the map. So it's it's a double-edged sword, as is most things. We have Mav going for his gun. We also see Firv going for his gun. Of course, he's going to go for Billy Nuke if he lives long enough to go for it. You just know he is. I feel like that's a slight disadvantage to Team 2, just for him specifically, because Team 1, they know who he is. They know what he does. They can easily counter that by just building TMD, or at least more TMD, and call it a day. So we'll see if Firv changes it up. The likelihood he doesn't is kind of high that he just sticks with the Billy Nuke, but he may change things up once in a while. Gun started for Trite, and gun started for Blarg, so a lot of players going for gun. We do see gun started for MSG. He already has T2 on board. I don't think I saw first combi-com action over here. They were close between Hollow Submarine and Mav. Maybe they traded a blow, but I didn't catch it, so we'll just say that it doesn't count. But of course, somebody in the comments will probably let me know that actually there was some shots traded and I just completely missed it, which is entirely possible and definitely on brand for me. Chaos Fire leading his troops on the front lines. We have Naplam. I always want to say Napalm. That's not how you say that. There's an M in there. We do see he has gun online. We have Zoom and Firv. Looks like some blows are traded between Firv and Zoom. The UEF's going at it over there to the mid-east. And we do see Stealth started for Team 1's Mav. We do see sort of a run by trying to go somewhere, but doesn't look like that's really going to happen for him for Team 1's Mav, just because there are forces just coalescing around that. And maybe a couple of units will die, but nothing really too important. Stealth again started for Mav. We have gun almost done for Hollow Submarine. We have gun and T2 done for MSG. Gun almost done for Starling. Gun is done for Trite. Gun is done for Blarg. Gun is done for Thurnis Haley. Gun almost done for Hollow Submarine. I think I already said his name. Gun is done for Caspar. I don't think I actually noticed that, but yes, he did go for a gun. And it's done. And then Plam getting a little bit of reclaim from that battle earlier ago. So everybody either getting a gun, has a gun, will get another gun, will go for stealth, and is now starting to shoot one another with all of that stuff they have on board. We have Blarg moving in to a decent amount of Team 1 units from Thurnis Haley. Probably not the best idea. His forces are over here, and his comm is over here, so not really a lot of buffering that can go for him. We do see that Thurnis Haley actually isn't going to engage him entirely. He wants to go in for the forces first, and then maybe swing to grab the comm again. In a 7v7 game like this with averages of a little bit over 1,700, killing off somebody this early might not be the best idea. Maybe if you go after Terrari, maybe there's a case for that, or for MSG because they're not MSG, sorry, but Starly because they're the highest rated players in the game. Maybe there's a case for that, but again, just because they are the highest rated player does not mean that they'll play at 100% their best, because you don't know exactly their situation. Maybe they could be playing at 2 a.m. or 4 a.m. or 6 a.m. and they haven't slept for 48 hours. Crazy people play this game sometimes in terms of, they're up so late after playing so many matches of this, that, and the other thing. It just amazes me that they have the cognition to be able to do that. I can barely play half the time. We have gun started for Broby on the western side, and on the eastern side we have Chaos Spire. And again, it's just kind of a will they, won't they. There was a small engagement, but really nothing too crazy. T2 making their appearance for Zoom. And in the middle of the map, we have Triath shooting at MSG. Again, MSG has 2,000 additional hit points on board of his standard comm, which means he actually has 1,500 more than Triath. Mongeese inbound for Triath, and that's going to try to lower those hit points at least by a smidgen. And there is a T2 emplacement nearby. Don't know where that overcharge was going, but it did strike a couple of dams, so it wasn't wasted at least. We have towards the western side, Hollow Submarine facing off against Mav. Mav dropping into the yellow. Needs to be careful not to be the first eliminated of the game. It always sucks to be the first eliminated just in general, regardless if it's been 10 minutes or 50 minutes. Well, I guess if it's 50 minutes and the game ends in like 52-minute replay time, I guess it doesn't really matter. But anyway, it sucks to be the first dead. Anyways, Tactical Missile started for MSG. We see Nano Repair started for Zoom. That's going to help get his hit points back. Nano Repair started for Namplan. That's probably just a backup plan just in case. Always like to have backup plans. Definitely a smart move there. MSG is going to be the first to go for Missile. But you see Firv is kind of in the middle of nowhere with no forces, no nothing, just himself and a gun. And he's actually decently hurt, so probably needs to fall back. I don't know if he misclicked or not, just kind of walk out there by himself, but he's walking back now. We do see Triath started for Triath. We have Triath starting his Nano upgrade. And we have Nano upgrade actually canceled for Blarg. Maybe he's thinking about it. He's going to fall back a little bit. Maybe he's worried of what Thurnus Haley's up to. This is what Team 2 can see about what Team 1's up to. And then we have Team 1's view. This is what they can see on Team 2. Again, this isn't super early stages where scouting doesn't really... I mean, scouting always matters, but it's less important. It's more important as the game goes on. It's just kind of the nature of the beast. But it looks like, for the most part, everybody's roughly aware of all the stuff. Missile inbound to Triath's location. It hits Triath's comm. Triath, if you don't move, you're dead. Ooh, he maybe tried to sit there and just go for the Nano upgrade. The Nano upgrade will probably finish. We do see MSG pushing in, launching his second missile. It will hit the shielding. Oh, will it kill off Triath's comm? No, it won't. It impacts the shield. It saves Triath's comm. He's got to get out of there. Cancel that the shield upgrade, which he does. He gets out of there, and but MSG was like, oh, I almost got him with that missile. He almost got him. Will he launch another one? No. But ooh, that was close here for Triath on that more mid-east direction location thing. Chaos Spire eastern side going for stealth. Probably go for Nano after that. T2 started for Firv. That is his stepping stone to tac missile. So we'll see if he goes for that here shortly. Western side, we do see that Terrari's kind of falling back. He's just going to build a wall section and call it a day. Again, it forces Team 2's units to go this way unless they want to spend the time blowing up the wall section. So it kind of curtails their movement. I thought I heard an explosion, but I guess not. Nano Repair started for Chaos Spire. There he goes. And now we have shots between Mav and Broby. It's gun stealth versus gun stealth. And again, the hit points will just favor Team 2, partly because Mav already was starting off the engagement with less hit points. We do see Hollow Submarine is inbound. It looks like he is moving into the comms, actually main base. T3 landed. I wonder if this was on purpose or not, given the location of where that wall section is. I don't want to say it is. Everybody make their own assumptions about that, but I just find it funny that the wall section is actually behind Mav's base, not in front of it. Anyway, I just think it's interesting. Long range boom has been actually done for Firv. There's the tac missile. Nano's almost done, and now we have Mav just kind of on his own a little bit. No forces nearby. Definitely needs to assist with that. We do see Firv engaging Zoom on the eastern side. I do probably want to split things just in case somebody dies in an engagement. And I'm going to move this over here in the middle. There we go. We have Mavs continuing to fall back. He's dropping into the red. We have Broby catching up now. Hollow Submarine subbing out for Broby for the action. We do see Firv, again, is engaging the Calm of Zoom. Calm of Zoom has gun, nano, and shield. And Firv has a nano, the T2 missile and gun. And now we see Mav killed off by Hollow and Broby. Nice assisting from both of them. It drops the game to a 7v6. First kill of the game goes to Team Q, and it will drop the game now to a 7v6 in their favor. Again, as a reminder, Team 2 is on the southern side and Team 1 is on the northern side. For those that sometimes, like myself, forget where things are halfway through the game or 10 minutes in the game or whatever time it currently is. Chaos Spire is being a little bit more just loose with his hit points and the fact that he has nano, so it's helping him out a little bit. His opponent also has nano. It's not as powerful of as a nano. It has 62 hit points currently versus the 90. And Chaos Spire is going to get another veterancy. So almost going to up to 3 stars and give him another 10% hit points. I think it's 6 mass a second once he gets it. Yep, 6 mass a second. So it helps extend that region and brings him back into the green. We'll note Thurnis Haley going for nano. And Team 2 is routing Team 1 quite nicely. You can see that Team 2 essentially owns the equator section of the map. I'd say probably Zoom and Namplam are the only essentially not holdout. Yeah, I guess holdouts would be the word for it. On Team 2 dominating the middle. We do see some reclaim here for Chaos Spire to grab. That's going to be nice for his eco. And then we see Firv still engaging Zoom. Zoom still has his shield, but unfortunately it looks like it's deactivated because you have to fully regen the shield, just like any sort of parashield, stationary shield. You have to regen the full capacity in order for it to turn back on. If it went all the way down to 0 and it's trying to go back up to 100%. In that case, I think power outages are a little different because you can essentially regen them quicker. I will note there is a tiny wall section ridge here. So he's kind of having some difficulty shooting over it. I don't know why I'm saying wall section, though. Maybe having wall sections on the brain because of that. I will note there are more cats making their appearance in the northern section for Terrari. Don't know what that's about, but they're there. There's one of them over there, and then there's 2 more over in the north. So no idea what he's doing with those. Maybe just wants like to draw. And looks like he's drawing with his comm. Looks like he's done. He's actually going to go around the wall section. Maybe he's going to finish it. But again, it does curtail movement from Team 2 to go this way or this way, which, I mean, Team 1 would probably prefer them to go this way, but it does kind of, again, force that engagement in more directed methods, more lanes, kind of like League of Legends, Dota, that sort of thing. Eastern side, Chaos Spire, they're still engaging one another, gun, nano, and 17,000 hit points versus 16, so really the difference isn't that bad. The regen, of course, favors Team 2, and the hit points do. But again, we'll note if a comm is at 2,500 and the other one blows up, it's a double kill. It's a murder-suicide, and it's just a draw between those 2 players. So it's definitely somewhat of a you can't beat them, join them kind of thing. If you can't blow them up, might as well take them with you, essentially. And survive, you might as well blow them up with you. Strongly pushing in with Firv, and really there's not a lot more opposition here from Zoom. We did see a missile inbound from the west from MSG. He's grabbing the wrecks of those Team 1 land facilities. Looks like he just wants some veterancy. He's up to 4 stars now. It's up to 5. Nice job there. He's almost at 20,000 hit points. That'll be nice for his longer stay in the game. We do see a couple of rhinos going after some mexes for Terrari. Probably these were originally his. Maybe they were Cybran. He's Aeon, so those were actually Mav's position. So Terrari losing a little bit of his secondary base that he got from Mav. And we'll note that Team 2 is firmly in the lead for Eco at 1.1 to 900. So a little bit over 200 mass in Team 2's favor per second. Splash started for Team 2's MSG. He's going after somebody. Most likely. Traded out the T2 for a gun upgrade. Maybe he'll go for nano and full charge somebody. Who knows? Maybe he'll just try to body check Trife and wipe him out. Because that splash upgrade does a lot of damage. And I will second Thurnis Haley's comment about love the cats. I do find it funny that there's just randomly cats somewhere. Would like to see some dogs too, because I'm a dog person, but I do like cats. I like dogs more than cats, but I still like cats. So there's that western side. Nano started here for Broby. He's about half done with that. And missiles are raining in. Looks like they are stationary missile launchers. Yep, there's one right there sitting next to a little nice little T2 Pigeon, T2 Mix for the eco reduction cost. We do see Team D is online, and Team 1's having none of the missiles from Team 2. None of it, at least on that western side for Terrari. He's sick of it. And, of course, given the fact that there's a lot of UEF in this game and one Seraphim, attack missiles are going to be a thing for both teams to deal with. But, again, with the Nuke Ambassador himself online, Team 1's, again, definitely thinking about that probably a little bit more. Couple of Mech Marines having some fun, just dying to Chaos Spire's comm. Don't know why that's a thing, but it looks like it's just scouting, question mark, maybe? Titans intermixing them. We do see no T3 Authams yet from... I see some engineers, no Authams. Lots of engineers. They're building a chicken, and he's building it not in his main base. He's building it decently far forward. That cuts down the travel time of the chicken. Granted, it does increase the time that he's starting the chicken, but he is getting it closer so he can resupply if he's going to build another chicken in its place. And then it's just nice to have a secondary base a little bit further ahead just to act as a fallback point, not only for his comm, but for anybody else that's kind of in the area. And Team 2, look at this. They're still pushing. They haven't killed off Mav's base yet, at least now belonging to Terrari's base. It is 20 minutes on the clock. So Team 2 and Team 1 definitely are going to be thinking about snipes potentially. There's, again, a lot of missiles running around. Something to consider, as well as, of course, just any sort of T3 air. This is a 7v7, so the probability that at least 2 players are going for air, I see it out of the corner of my eye. Yep, there it is. Well, I guess with a name like Boomstick Juice, that is a big giant boomstick, to be fair. So Nuke has made its appearance, 20 minutes on the clock. Team 2, not aware of it. So that is something that definitely needs to be in the consideration of who you think is going to win this game. Early Nuke can make a difference. Again, it is a 7v7. Early Nuke in other games like 3v3s make a big, big difference. So there is that to consider. We do see in the back line, speaking of talking about air before I got distracted by some Nuke nonsense, we have one player from Team 2 going for air, and that's going to be Starly, it looks like. Wow, 7-player game, only 1 T3 air headquarters? That seems a little low. Team 1, land, air, and... Only 1? That does seem very strange in a 7v7 game. I guess it is mostly land, to be fair. Granted, technically you could say Boomstick Juice could have been an air player, but he's going more of an eco route, kind of like you would see in Dual Gap. So... he could have been air, but decided to go for eco. Team 2 might spot the nuke. Let's see if they saw it. Oh, they see it. There it is. There's the radar signature. Team 2 is at least partially aware of it. And forces are inbound from Team 2, both from Hollow and from Thurnis from the east. And we have some more forces from Broby to join the assault. Oh, we have some counter Beetles online. They do EMP the initial wave of Percy's. There was about a charge of them, and they're still going. Look at this. They're doing very well for themselves. And again, EMPing or just outright destroying all those Percys and some bricks too. Ooh, that was a nice counter by Terrari using a very much underutilized unit. And there's Thurnis being like, I hate him. So much. Yeah, they're like, why do they have EMP? I'm like, well, I mean, they are cloaked, and they're kind of easy to see if you have Omni, and I guess it's kind of nice to have. And it goes with the theme of Cybern's just kind of being sneaky and whatnot with the whole cloaking upgrades and lots of radar stealth and whatnot. So, again, there is that. But Team 2 still making the assault. We have Hollow Submarine is in the mix. He probably should fall back, which he is doing now. The remaining forces from Team 2's combined force should be enough to either wipe out the entire position or enough of it to make a secondary attack very much a lot easier. But again, lovely counter by Terrari. Oof, that was great tactical pause, says Firv. Looks like somebody paused and looks like he might have had to do thing. Thurnis kill TMD, says Broby. There is an Omni. Well, there was an Omni. Apologies for the caster curse there. Looks like the TMD is down. And the Percy's might just want to focus on the T3 land headquarters. There's still some of those beetles being produced. All of the... I guess there was no Titans in this mix. That one... Oh, gonna get... Oh, nope, nope, nope. It's booping that... Oh, and it's gone. And it blows up anyway. T3 land headquarters is gone. Couple of Percy's inbound. Looks like it's just the mop-up crew. Maybe they'll claim some kills here, but Team 2 still has the numbers. That was a lovely combined attack from Team 2 on that western front. They just completely said nope to that and dealt with it. And now they can move more this way or straight up this way, which again, love the wall sections being built by Terrari. Nuke is inbound. There it is. We'll take a look where it's going in a second. He's kind of doing the more tower defense route, where you essentially kind of create a just channel for the enemy to walk onto to get shot at. And he needs to wall off this section to be able to make that a little bit more apparent. But I do like that you can't go full straight in. You have to go straight, and then you have to go left. You have to go right, and then you can go up again. It's just more annoying. Nuke is inbound. There is an SMD. It's not loaded. Satellite. Ooh, UBF doing UBF things for Starly. Fatboy will win this reclaim, says Mav. There's a lot of mass fabs here, and it is an air facility. Not typical air facility. It's not PGens. It's mass fabs. And unfortunately for Starly, that's not gonna live much longer. And there's also a Peachin farm here. Ooh. Kaboom! I'm gonna guess 100,000 mass killed. That was insane, the amount of mass died. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. How much? How much? 130,000. No experimental game enders or anything was killed in that. It's all T3 PGens, T3 mass fabs, T3 air facilities, the T3 air headquarters. None of the mexes besides the core mexes are dead, just these two right here. Ooh, the SMD survives. Hey, that's a thing. Ooh. That's... And that's gotta hurt. That's a lot of eco wiped out for Team 2. Team 2 is still winning the eco game. There's probably... 500, 400 something for Starly. Not that anymore. Oof does what I have to say to that. We have invasions around the wall sections from everybody. We even have some walls being broken down by the pseudo wall sections from Team 2. We do see a Fat Boy online for Boomstick Juice, and second nuke is being heavily assisted, but decently assisted. Eastern side, we have a chicken engaging Zoom's comm, and there he goes. I caught at the last second. Almost killed off the chicken with his comm and a couple of Percy's, but it wasn't enough to finish it off. But MSG being hit by Percy's. This might be a nice little counter kill for Team 1. Ooh, he's going to dodge and weave. Bob and weave. Bob and weave. Oh, that last one gets him. And Team 2 loses their first player 25 minutes. It's a murder-suicide between Team 1 Zoom and then Team 2's Trith. Sorry, Team 2's Trith. Team 2's MSG killed off by Trey as revenge for killing off Zoom. Western side land is still progressing for Team 2. Look at how far they're getting into Team 1's base. We have Broadswords inbound. They want that nuke dead. Starly wants some revenge. And, Broadsword does kill off some hit points. We still have some bricks inbound. We have a Ravager or two being built. We have now a GC moving in to intercept. No, the cat. No, losing some of the ear. Oh, no, we had an accident. Oh, no. That's not good for the cat, not for the player. Team 1 has it, I think, pretty much in hand at this point. It does look like Boomstick Juice is being shot at, but again, GC, Fat Boy, more than fine. Firv's army's engaging as a couple of named units in the mix because they have veterancy. Team 1's NAM plan is being pushed back, not necessarily to his main base because it's up here, but a lot of those, secondary mexes that Team 1 is just more than fine, just not really having to worry about because they're doing the invading. Team 1 is not. That's a lot of eco that they're not putting into rebuilding their eco, just putting into more eco. So it's a lot of leading going down here for Team 2, 26 minutes on the clock. And that'd be a nice grab kill off a nice little radar system. I don't know if he knows it's there. He does know it's there, so we could target it. Maybe one of those missiles from that nice little spearhead will come and say hi. Firv, have you gone for it? No, you have not. I will keep a lookout just in case he does. Again, there's a lot of UEF players in this game. There's 4 on Team 1, and there was 3 on Team... Actually, there was 5, I think, on Team 1, because Zoom was 1. And then 3 on Team 2. So that's 8 out of the 14. Over half have the ability to go for Billy Nuke. We do see Monkey inbound is going to be surrounded by Percy's, though. It was probably about a charge of him. And no, it's not great. There's the Monkey Lord will be fine in terms of living. It won't be that much useful. If Namplan has enough overcharge, he probably should be able to kill that off with one charge. There are some bricks inbound behind it. This eastern side's not looking good. Fat Boy coming online, and that's going to be, forced backward just to intercept this, or at least cut it off at the knees and have it go this way, and then that way the Monkey's either forced to go north or south, which the south is the intended direction for that Monkey Lord. We have bricks inbound. Namplam getting more and more Percy's. It's going to do some damage to Team 1's base, though, but he should be mostly fine. Maybe just cosmetic or a little bit of carbon scoring, and that's about it. Wall section completely just annihilated. It went to about, roughly about there, and now it's completely gone for the most part. We have another. What's up with all the cats? Why? Why are there so many cats? Looks like somebody's building, looks like Terrari's building them and then handing them off. There's one here. They're just spreading around the map. We have 6. We have 6 cats on the map. And there's 5 players. Not everybody gets a, actually everybody gets a cat. And bricks are in the base. TP landing quarters would be a good target. They might not get it. They'll get some mexes, however. They're targeting P-gens. That's going to be a good grab. Again, just deny more eco, deny more eco. Namplam not doing too good. He's below 100 mass per second. And he's probably going to lose that other T3 P-gen. Sorry, T2 P-gen, not even T3. And T3 land headquarters is going to be targeted. They just don't have enough firepower to deal to take out the land headquarters before they will get killed off those bricks and whatnot. And maybe could have come and taken out that last P-gen, but would have done a decent work on his eco in terms of power, but at least at that it would drain more power from somebody else to help compensate. Checking on the front lines, helps wipe out another Omni from Team 1. No intelligence gathering for Team 1, 29 minutes on the clock. And at this point, I'm even thinking, how does this game go on for another 40 minutes? Who knows? But Team 1 is still in it nonetheless. Eco situation, Team 2, 2.4k mass income. Team 1, 1.3. That is a lot. That's over 1,000 mass total for Team 2. What are they doing with all of that mass? Of course, this base is being somewhat rebuilt, so there is that to consider for Starly. And there is a secondary base online for, I think it is Starly, actually. Because this is, that's his base. It looks like that's the secondary base because of MSG's death. Because he should be, yep, it is, okay. Is that they're reclaiming the satellite. That's interesting. I don't know how far along that got, but they did get decently far along, I guess. Crab being built. Oh, it's also next to hives. Love to see that because it can obviously be built a lot faster and don't have to worry about engineers moving around and whatnot. We do see Fat Boy pushing back the army from Firv. Firv, do you have more upgrades? No, you do not. He has his own Fat Boy assisted by Chaos Spire to fight back. Lovely assistance there. Teaming up to go for an experimental. Love to see it. We do see 2 GCs inbound, and yeah, I don't think Team 2 is going to like that. There is one Fat Boy here. Mega with inbound. Another. Ooh, Nuke's inbound. So it's inbound for this location. I would assume it's due to the fact that Boomstick is just assuming that Team 2 has a SMD everywhere in their main base, which, again, that assumption is definitely 100% true, even multiple of them nearby for some people. This one does not have a SMD, but it's covered more than enough by Firvs to be more than adequate. Nuke is inbound. The forces from Team 2 have fled, but the facilities are still here. There's a T3 mech, tons of engineers. A lot of civilian casualties going to happen in this explosion here. Kaboom! What did you nuke? That answers that question. And now we have a GC all on its own. It's twin lefted to die. There's 3 Fat Boys shooting at it. A couple of Optims will die. Not enough for the group that that cannot be named because it doesn't have a name yet. At least until maybe Friday or something. And It's just not going well for the Galactic Colossus. Not doing well. There is a T3 mech that is under threat. There's an SMD that's under threat. And there's a T2 shielding. Oh, there it is. It gets online. T3 mass fab. Oh. It grabs it. Grabs the rest of them. Nice grab there. It kills off again. Was it 16 mass per? Yeah, 16 mass per mass fab. So that's 64 mass. It is something. But Team 2 is still in the lead by about that 1,000 or so. 2 Fat Boys on the western side. And here comes the experimental phase of the game. We have 1, 2, 3 Fat Boys. I'm going to assume more on the way for Team 1. And it's just going to be Fat Boy v Fat Boy again with 5 Fat Boys, 5 UEF versus 3 UEF. It's just going to be a lot of Fat Boys. Lots of ice cream. Lots of ice cream for everybody. Everybody's going to get fed with ice cream today. And that Fat Boy probably didn't do well because it moved a little bit too close to everything else. We have SMD being built here. Definitely far forward. Would like to see a shield on that at a bare minimum. Just a T2 one at a bare minimum. This Fat Boy's falling back. And I will note this is what Team 1 can see at the current moment. And, of course, we did see that satellite is done. Team 2, this is what they can see. They do see the satellite. They are aware of it. And I do like the Calibers mod because it makes that satellite very much distinguishable even for the other team. Granted, you have to have the mod on to be able to see it. But, you know, there is that. And Fat Boy v Fat Boy crime still going on. Shield is down. Fat Boy is down. Team 2... doing a very good job of just dealing with the Fat Boys from Team 1. We have Percy's moving in, and the GC is probably going to just switch targets to go for the Fat Boy, which it is. This Fat Boy is dead. Somebody's circling from Team 1 because it's not my circle, and Mav was white, so it looks like that was Mav's marking. That Fat Boy is DED. That second Fat Boy might, emphasis on the word might, survive. And GC will probably get up to, 2-star vet. There goes the laser on the second Fat Boy. So Team 2 scores 2 kills on Fat Boys and then loses, most likely now, both of them. Oh, it's going to be close. Shielding trying to come in and assist. Crab comes in with the nice crucial shots. This Fat Boy is still being shot at by this Fat Boy. This Fat Boy shielding is down, however. That Fat Boy is dead. And apologies to those playing a drinking game every time I say Fat Boy. You probably have drunk a lot and are passed out at this point. And hopefully you are still enjoying, even though you cannot understand a word that I am saying. We do see satellite online for Team 2. So UEF doing UEF things, UEF doing UEF things, all the UEF doing UEF things, second UEF doing UEF things. And looks like Shield, Shield is down. New Shield is online. More shields are being built. That might be a place for Team 2 to Team 1 to get a nice little nuke in. I thought there was an SMD here. I do see. Oh, it's a little bit further east. This one, and this one. Ooh, that's a nice grab. Lots of P-gens. Ooh, that's going to hurt. Ooh, that's going to blow up. It's not going to be fun. It's going to blow up in his face and not be a fun day. And there's a lot of E-storage here, so it just cascades very, very easily. Shield's not going to be built in time. It's a T2. It won't even reach it. Needs to build that one. And we're just waiting for the thing to be shot. Ooh, T3 artillery is online for Team 1. And there's the explosion. There's going to be another. It gets reclaimed, so the cascade doesn't happen. That one might get reclaimed in time. No, it doesn't. Shielding is holding, however. And somebody from Team 1 saying, target the SMD. Starting Billy Precursor, says Team 2's Firv. Yes, there it is. D3 is coming online. And no second satellite for Team 1 yet. Nuke is almost reloaded. 142,000. Even with that second nuke, only killing off 10,000 mass. 70,000+ for 2 nukes is such a good average. So good. Team 1 has a artillery piece online. 34 minutes on the clock. We have long-range artillery game already in full swing. Team 2, do you have a countermeasure for that? No, yeah, look at that. T3 Disruptor coming online for Hollow Submarine. And I think that... Oh, look, looks like there's a Duke going to be built here shortly. Don't like the additional P-Gen being there. Hopefully he reclaims that and then either moves it over or gets rid of it so you can put a shield down. Satellites are the focus of the artillery piece from Team 1. You can see just all of the, focused artillery. That's definitely lofty from Starly building it right there. Yeah, it's not going to go well. You just don't have the shielding in place to be able to commit to that. Getting more shielding, protecting P-Gens, it looks like. I mean, this base down here isn't really satellite secured at all. Possible artillery piece for Chaos Spire going to be built there. Towards the middle of the map, we have Fat Boy shooting down there. We have Fat Boy shooting up, Fat Boy shooting down, Fat Boy shooting up, Fat Boy shooting down. All the Fat Boys in this game. We have a Megalith online for Firv. Another Fat Boy rebuilt for him. I'm assuming he got rid of his old one, or his old one died or something. It could be the old one. I don't know. It is already damaged. There's a Fat Boy dead here. That's the one that killed off by the Colossus. How's the reclaim going for both teams? Team 1 and Team 2, they're over at the 200,000 range. Now they're at almost 300 for Team 2. So it is helping extend that lead out for Total Massacred. But it's mainly being driven by the just constant 2.7k mass per second. The lead that they have. Teleporter. Ooh. Teleporter started for Team 2's Chaos Spire. Very interesting. They are up a player. It's still 6v5 in Team 2's favor. So there is that to consider. So he might telemaser into something. We have two satellites over the top of the Nuke and the satellite from Team 1's Boom Stick Juice. Sorry, not Boom Juice, but Boom Stick Juice. So maybe they'll focus on the Novax instead of the Nuke. Second artillery piece has been started for Terrari. Interlaced it with the air grid. Very volatile, but hey, cuts down a little bit of building more of the P-gens. You can just essentially cut the cost down a little bit by reusing P-gens. Fat Boy v Fat Boy, but it's 2v1. Just by the numbers, Team 2 wins that fight, but again, it also depends on if the Fat Boys from Team 2 are actually shooting at the Fat Boy from Team 1. That makes a difference. Four Fat Boys online for Team 1's. Who's that? Trith. And another Nuke outbound. It's number 3 from Team 1. It's inbound. Ooh. Mabor was started and then immediately canceled, it looks like. Very, very bold of you to build it there when you already have stuff shooting at you the entire time. There was an SMD here. It's gone. There's one here and here. There isn't one nearby. You could have put one here. You could put one here. There is. I thought there was one up north, but I guess not. That Nuke is inbound. Oh, it's going to land. And again, it's 142,000 mass killed with that Nuke launcher from Boomstick Juice. Oh, don't. No, Firv. No. Don't help. No. It's not going to do anything. Kaboom. There goes the everything. Wipes out a couple of facilities here. Wipes out more stuff up there. But lovely Nuke there from Team 1. Another good one. Kills off 2 satellites as well. It's up to 274,000 mass killed. It looks like it's following the first one that was launched from him. So it's 130,000, 10,000, and then 130,000. So by that pattern, not his next one, but the following one should kill off another 130,000. And we have Namplam. Wait, is he still in the game? Oh, no, he is. Okay, he is still in the game. He is producing 1 mass a second. I was just about to say, wait, did he control K? And I didn't see it. No, he's still in the game. He's over there next to a couple of facilities. His main base is gone. Strat Bomber's online for, is that Terrari? Yeah, it's Terrari. We have Team 2's Chaos Bar that just ran a huge line on that eastern front. We did see a little bit of that, but it wasn't completely annihilated at the Team 1's base, but it does look like he was able to grab it this time. Strat Bomber's just thinning out. Looks at the engineers and the other units that were already there trying to secure the reclaim. Team 1's going to get it. But lovely attempt nonetheless from Team 2 to just aggressively reclaim. Billy Precursor is done. Now will he do it? Attack missile started for Thurnis. There it is. Long range kaboom. There it is. Attack nuke has been started by Firv. Will he finish it? There's some Fat Boys inbound, but given the range, he is right there. He will soon be within range, but I think the Fat Boy is going to be a little bit more conservative, not going to push a little bit more defensive. Again, Team 1 has had a resurgence in their land gains. Team 2 is essentially right about there, and now Team 1 is now here. They've gained the territory back that they've had, and then some. Strat Bombers making a play on that western front. Artillery now moving on to other targets. Looks like they found a disruptor to shoot at. We have Corsairs inbound. Are they? No, you're not going to fend. You are. It looks like they might be trying to fend off Strat Bombers with Corsairs, which, hey, if it works, don't break it or fix it. And the Strat Bombers annihilated before they even have a chance to drop a payload. There is a little bit of exposed shielding there, so definitely want to fix that. But it is being reclaimed just in case it does blow up. So lovely micro there from Hollow Submarine. Eastern Front, the Billy Nuke is done. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 Fat Boys plus a host of Percys. Actually, it's not a host. Excuse me. A charge of Percys. Host is reserved for the Harbingers. And, of course, the bricks will always and forever be just a brick wall. Speaking of brick walls, there's one over here just being decimated by Percys and other units from the UEF faction from Team 1. This dude says, Mav, don't know what he's talking about. Second Novax is done. Yes, it is. I mean, Team 2 had 2 of them themselves. Tac Nuke almost done for Thurnus. He's going for it as well, but not doing the engineering approach, going for the T2, T3 route. He's just going straight for the missile. And it will mean that he himself will load it slower. But if he has some assisting engineers, he can compensate for it. So it's going to be fine. Billy Nuke lands to the northeast, takes out a chunk of forces. That's from Firv, because he's the only one that I've noticed that has one online. And the only one that would be over there. But I did notice that damn plan is going for his Tele Nuke. Tactical Nuke, his Billy Nuke. So there's, again, one there for Team 1. There's one there already for Team 2. And there's... Oh, no, he is going for T2 and T3. Okay, never mind. He just did it the opposite way of people that normally do it, which goes T2... and then maybe T3 and then missiles, or T2 missile, T3 missile. But another Billy Nuke. Ooh, that's going to be a whelp. Oh, and the shields are... Oh, that's not going to be good. Again, some of these have veterancy, so they will survive the explosion. And there is some Team D being built. And there it goes. Nice grab there. Takes out a chunk of the forces, plus a lot of the health out of that one. And Team 1, again, that goes to the whole, hey... One player on Team 2 is known for having a Billy Nuke. Let's build TMD everywhere and call it a day. Broberry finishes his laser going for... No, he started laser, excuse me. Teleporter started for Chaos Spire. He is going for laser. He's being asked for by Chaos. We have lasers are able to, with the assistance of the artillery pieces, take out the artillery piece from Team 2. We did see some shots inbound. Terrari's going to get hit. That's not going to feel good. And looks like a Pigeon or 2 might get hit, but there's dual shielding. There should be enough. Explosion in the east. That's another Billy Nuke. We also see that Blarg is over here. It looks like he's just hanging out and needs some shielding. Third Emissary has been thought about. And third Satellite has also been thought about, but barely started. Team 1, do we have any other plans to end the game? No. Team 2, we did see the artillery. That's been denied. This one is done. And second one has been started and is progressing quite well. Teleporter is started for Broby, as we noticed. And then Laser is now done for Chaos. So he's telemasering. Let me know down in the comments if you think he's going to currently win this game. Of course, if you haven't done so already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I really, really, really do appreciate it. I just want to make sure I don't miss a kill because we see Caspar is inbound for the northern side of the map. He's going after Trite's comm. Literally just going to sit right behind him. And again, that's not going to feel good. We have a lot of communications in chat. And if you haven't commented yet, why not? If you haven't subscribed, why not? I did my my spiel or whatnot. Laser is too... Oh, there it is. There it is. It's activated. Trite does have a shield. He'll survive a little bit longer than most. And I don't... Oh, Chaos might get out of there in time. He's already teleporting. And... I mean, he's not making it out of there. There's no way. There's the boom. Team 2's Chaos Spire kills off Trite. He's halfway done teleporting to a new location. He's moving over to here. Team 1 already knows he's moving over there. Terrari is moving out of there. And Chaos Spire is going to get hit for a... Oh, he moves! He moves! And he doesn't teleport! Oh, no! That's unfortunate. So Triumph gets the draw for the kill for Chaos Spire. It's now a 5v4. It was a lovely snipe by him. But just... If he... Looks like he moved, and if he didn't twitch, he might have been able to get in there. He would have probably been blown up by the PD anyways. But hey... It was either been blown up by nukes or be blown up... nukes. Being blown up by strats or be blown up by PD. And I feel like either way, it's just it's the same thing. Another artillery piece dead for Team 2. Team 1 says, no, you cannot have artillery. No, there's another one over here. Don't want to cast a curse you there. Chaos Spire, technically Starly, but that one's probably going to die. Just given the trend of that one is dead and that one is dead. And the one that was being built is also dead. And then now that one's over here. We have Teleporter almost done for Hollow. We have Broby going for hit. Okay, everybody's teleporting on Team 2. That's a Cybran. Okay, I see how it is. And That's a quick YOLO from Team 2. I don't know how long they've been building that, but that's a quick one. Teleporter is inbound to artillery location, and it's teleporting up here. We already have bombers stacking up here. Broby's going for it. PD already just laser focused on the comm. Broby not looking good. Shielding isn't even down yet. He's trying to bob and weave for a little while longer. And there goes the comm of Broby. Dies to bombers and PD from Team 1's Terraria. So now it's an even game at 4v4. And I did know that Holo Submarine is done with his laser and his teleporter. Where that whole army dies to a Billy, says try it. So there's been a lot of Billy nukes. And there's another fat boy dead. Oh, Team 2's Firv, how much? Well, just a cool 70,000. No, nothing too crazy with a Billy nuke. I know Thurnis had a Billy nuke. He doesn't have much kills, but he does have 4,500 mass kills. That's something. Shields, 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 shields. Love to see it. Wish they were Seraphim shielding, but hey, it's something. Such a broken upgrade. Again, and Thurnis Ailey says, fully agree with one on board, moving that way to assist. Yeah, it's broken. I'm going to use it. Because why not? Ooh, the shield generator is not being focused. That's not great for Team 1 wiping out that YOLO, which is almost done. First game ender has made its appearance, and it looks like it will be done here shortly. The artillery from Team 2 still raining in. Hasn't been focused down from Team 1 yet. It actually might not even be within range, to be honest with you. Oh, it is. Just barely, but it is. Team 1 hasn't targeted it yet, but they might here soon. Again, I cast or cursed it, so it's bound to happen, right? Shielding is on, off for that YOLO. Starly, I do love this. He's going for shields, and he's going for loading. So he's trying to do a little bit of both. It keeps the YOLO on live a little bit longer, and it means that he can actually load it just a little bit faster. Instead of doing all shields or all YOLO, he's doing both. I would maybe love to see just a smidgen more assistance from Team 2 from anybody else. I do see one T3 mix for Thurnis technically in that mix, but that's not helping. There is a TMD and an AA emplacement. Not a lot of air, now that I think about it. Team 1, they have a T3 air headquarters in a decent facility, but not a lot of air. I don't see any air besides just spy planes, which is... Well, no, there's some ASF sitting there, but they're not really being used. We saw some strat bombers, but those got killed off. Fat Boy's moving westward. Looks like they're trying to get a closer line on that YOLO, but... again, the Billy Nuke Ambassador and Thurnis are nearby, and they're not going to stop launching those things. Now we see Thurnis might be firing his shortly. Nuke is inbound from Team 2. There's the Super Nuke, and it's inbound. Team 1, where's your SMDs? You're loading 1. You need to load about at least 4 there in terms of loading SMDs, not loading the missiles on board, because you need a little bit more than that, of course. Kind of surprised to not see Team 1 have a little bit more cyber tech, but I did know most of it was wiped out over here, so they might not even have it anymore. YOLO will be denied, at least the first one. There's 1 and 2. We have 3 artillery pieces online for Team 1 and 2 satellites, and the YOLO is still standing. Generators are being targeted. There it is. You can see them being wiped out. Oh, that one survives. And it's just shield, 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 shield. Fat Boys are being bombed both by Thurnis and by Firv. And I love the... Yes, you are Firv. Good job. You wrote your name. I guess Team 1 has cats and Team 2 has names. And we'll see how it works out for them. We have some... Ooh, we have a nice little maybe order. Maybe other name of Othams or 2. Somebody made a comment a couple of days ago where it's... I just want the cast to say, and here's 2 orders or 2 side orders of Othams. Fries or nuggets or whatever. I find it very entertaining. Chicken being shot at. Billy Nuke's just going off. Not stop. Can't stop. Won't stop. We have 2 Fat Boys here. They're being shot at by T2 artillery. We have 2 Fat Boys here being shot at by Megalith. We have another Fat Boy. We have another Fat Boy. We have Corsairs over the top helping out from Team 2's Holo. Speaking of Holo, have you teleported? No, you have not. Okay. And Team 1's player of Boomstick Juice teleports in and tries to blow up the YOLO. There's another teleport inbound. Who's that inbound by? Wait, Did he already go? No? Where is he? There he is. There's Namplam. He's teleporting. So Boomstick Juice dies on top of the YOLO. And it's inbound. Nuke inbound from Team 1's Terrari, technically from Boomstick Juice. There's the PD. There's the comm. And it's not going to feel good. The YOLO's not going to die to this. Kills off a lot of the engineers, though. You did see that. A lot of them did get blown up. And the shielding, a lot of it, up, on, off. There it is. It's down. And it's back online. It's on, off, on, off. There goes the nuke right out of the midst of the nonsense. So 2 players kamikazed on top of the YOLO and die. The base and the nuke that was just launched. It's the last payload. Yeah, I don't know where it landed, but it was going to land somewhere. Maybe it got shot down by this. It's empty, so maybe. I don't know where that nuke went. There is an SMD here. Doesn't look... I did kill off one, so that could have been that nuke. We have Megwith in the middle shooting at the Fat Boys. How is the SMD situation? There's more of them. They've multiplied. They're like rabbits. And maybe Team 1 has a couple more in them, but we have artillery raining in from Team 2 from the east side and the west side. Looks like Team 2's Hollow Submarine rebuilt one and then built another one and said, no thank you. I thought this game was over an hour long. How does this game not end soon? I thought this was... Oh, I bet you it was an hour played, maybe. Because I'm like, wait, that doesn't make sense. I'm like, that, no. Because at this point, I mean, the artillery's broken the shields. I mean, there's not much left for Team 1 at this point. Oh, there's a chunk of shielding there. Oh, there goes the artillery. It just cascades. It doesn't even matter if there's YOLOs at this point. Like, the shielding is down. Team 2 has 3 artillery pieces online. And maybe a satellite somewhere. I don't know. There has been satellites. Maybe they didn't rebuild them. But we have Blarg right here, hanging out next to the artillery piece. We have Terrari over there with all of his cats. And of course, for those, I feel like everybody knows, but for the most part, for those that don't know, if you die and you have wall sections still under your control, they stay under your control. They're wall sections. They don't do a whole lot. They're just there. Blarg going to blow up in a nice fiery ball of plasma and death. And of course, with one single word, kaboom! There he goes. I was going to say maybe it's a little too early, maybe a little more premature. Me and my good friend Boomstick. And Terrari hanging out with a shield. Time to drop rating then. Also, if Tripe wasn't there, I think we would still win. I don't know about that. Yeah, I don't know why I thought this game was over an hour long. I feel like, yeah, I think when I read it in the email, I think it was an hour something played, not necessarily that's how long the game is. So I read that. I'll probably make a note, and you'll probably see it already, and you'll probably be like, oh yeah, I remember when he was talking about that earlier in the game. Anyway. And you just suicide everything my fault. And there's just a little bit of conversation and chat between the players on Team 1. Circles and circles and circles from Firv. Right side was your 10 Fat Boys versus 3 Arties and 2 Novaxes with them somehow holding. I mean, Team 2 did such a good job of holding against Team 1 there with all the artillery and the whatnot. We have Percy's inbound for Terrari's comm. I think the Percy's are going to get him. And there he goes. Team 1 loses their final player of the game. And at 50 minutes, not an hour plus that I thought it was, he gets one more strategic launch out of there. Love to see it. Just literally barely activated. Team 2 wins the game. MVPs for me in this game. Very good job. Of course, the Billy Nukes on the eastern side helped out a ton with dealing with those Fat Boys. Granted, they could have gone for T2 artillery. Could have maybe done the same thing. Maybe not. I mean, if the YOLO wasn't there, then the artilleries were still there. But I will note about the YOLO, though, is that all of Team 1's focus for the lasers and the artillery was focused on this and not on these, not on this. So you had players on Team 2 able to do other projects. And granted, yes, the YOLO helped in blowing stuff up, but it was really the artillery pieces that wiped out that entire section of artillery from Team 1. And the nuke and the Novaxes from Team 1 over there. So realistically, the artilleries were really the shining gem of Team 2, and the YOLO was like, hey, everybody, hey, come shoot at me. Ignore everything else happening over there. Just focus on me. It was like the tank, and everybody else was the the fighter or the wizard or the whatever D&D reference you want to give it. But thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Again, I have no idea why. It had to have been because in the email I read an hour and I just didn't see it when I clicked start on the replay. But thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Again, if you haven't done the survey in the description down below, please go ahead and check that out. It does help the balance team be able to know, okay, do we buff this? Do we nerf this? Do we change this, change that back, that sort of thing? Why not? Shouldn't take super long. So I think there's maybe 10, 12 questions, and some of them are just, which is the best faction? Click. Why? Which is the worst faction? Click. So it shouldn't be too bad. Really appreciate it. Again, shout out to the person who sent me this replay. Thank you so much for watching to the very end of the video, as always. And I will see all of you in the next one.